get back home. Just look at this. What am I doing here? Sorry. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to channel Y.O.B. It's your host, Joshua Solomon. Today, I am in downtown Chicago after just seeing The Dark Knight in AMC theaters. I wanted to do a quick review about the movie before seeing Challengers. There's a reason why this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Honestly, it's definitely top five. And it's just the cast is incredible, the soundtrack's incredible. It's amazing how that movie still holds up today. I think it still resonates with me today. You know, I don't find myself bored watching it. Right now, I'm just kind of having an anxiety attack with being out here. It's just bizarre seeing all these buildings. It's very interesting. But yeah, The Dark Knight is definitely my favorite Batman movie of all time. Christian Bale is one of the greatest Batmans of all time. Christopher Nolan is an amazing director. I think he is definitely one of the greatest directors in modern history. Yeah, I mean, there's not much words to say how amazing. I think everyone's already said how amazing this movie is. But yeah, it's still my favorite film of all time. Peace. Hello everyone, welcome back to channel Joshua Solomon. Today it's another review for The Challengers, starring Zendaya, directed by Luca. I just got back from the city after watching this movie. I did a double feature today. Sorry about the audio. I know it was probably really hard to hear. I was on a train and it would yell. And it probably was hard to hear me when I was outside. I just didn't know. I was just kind of caught up in everything that was going on. It's been a long time since I was in the city. It's been a long time since I went there during the day. Uh, yeah. So I just got back. It was raining. It was a long trip. It took me an hour and 45 minutes by train. Get back. Um, I'm just really tired right now. Um, I I know I was talking a lot of shit about this movie Challengers, and the trailers really do not do the movie service in my opinion. I think it is selling it as something that is not. The movie is not this, like, over sexualized. Like, it's not 50. I mean, there is sexuality in it, but it's kind of tamed. It's like compared to what they were, you know, showing in the trailers and everything. Um, so I already have a list of points to for a track of thought. First thing, initial thoughts. My initial thoughts of the movie was I think it's good. I liked it. It's kind of like a movie I think I really want to see again. To process it a little bit more. There's things that I do find issues with. I think Zendaya is. I think this role that she's playing demands more like gravitas and nuance and I don't know, a little bit more grit, and I think she's just too soft, and she's trying to play a character that is too dark, and and I don't know. I just maybe that's why I want to see it again, because maybe she is perfect for this role. Because at times I think I don't know. It's a really weird movie, but I don't know. I feel like the other two actors really do a lot more lifting than she does, and I feel like she is the pinnacle of this movie, and it feels like she's not really. There's times where I really do like when she's trying to be sexy, it does kind of come through. But when she's trying to act like a boss bitch, it's like trying to act like very cold. It's kind of cringy and cheesy. I just don't buy her as this like really cold, calculated woman. It comes more off as a meta commentary, maybe about her life as an actress in Hollywood and her navigating through it, and probably dealing with judgment from people like me, thinking that she has it easy. Because a lot of times in the movie, I felt like she was almost like talking to me and through the movie, like almost like you think I have it easy. He's like, you want to be a star and all that. And it's almost like, and I think that's what I was finding more captivating in a meta context. I personally do not find Zendaya as a well. Let me move into my next topic. Um, the cast, because pretty much that's what I'm doing right now. Is just talking about the cast. Um, yeah, I think the cast was really good. I think let me get the names before I continue. Yeah, so the cast is Zendaya, Mike Fast, Faced, Fate, Fi- Faced, Feist, Josh O'Connor. Those are the lead in the film. Those are the two leads, or three leads in the film. And I thought Mike and Josh were great in it. I personally think I think Mike, both of them are great in it. I think I think this is definitely like I never even heard of Josh O'Connor before playing as Patrick. I never heard of that actor. I've never seen him in anything before. Maybe I have, but I just don't remember. But this is definitely, he's definitely gonna be on my radar from now on. Um, and Mike Fast, I've seen him in some other stuff. I see him in what was it, West Side Story. I didn't finish that movie because the movie just was not good. I just didn't. I just don't really like musicals. Maybe this is a personal thing for me, but yeah, I thought that both of them were great. I think Zendaya just doesn't really bring enough to the table as an actress, and it's just like, it was like her presence is electrify. Her presence is electrifying when she first is introduced into the film. You really do kind of feel her presence. And I think it's just the weight of who she is as a real life celebrity. And all the press and all like the everyone talking about her has kind of just made her this household name and this kind of you know um, popular figure in pop culture. But honestly, I think when it comes down to it, and I think this movie is a great example when it comes down to it, and you spend a lot of time with her, and you see her range. There's not enough range, in my opinion, and especially for a role like this. I think if she was trying to challenge herself, no pun intended, um, I think this was something that was way too much for her to chew, and way for too much for her to take on. Compare, you can see it to two other actors. Like, I just really was captivated by the other two more, and I'm glad this movie wasn't what the trailers led us on to believe that it was like just like 50 Shades of Grey kind of movie, because Luca is not a type of director to do something like that. He's really creative, and I just really admire his storytelling and his directing. The story is very interesting. I think the story kept me invested the entire time. I think the writing is really good. I think the two, Mike and Josh, those two actors really help you know keep me invested in the story. Um, I think the story, spoilers. I'm just gonna get into spoilers. The story is really just about of femininity in men and masculinity in men, and how you know femininity could be looked at as nurturing, like being a father who is taking care of his children and being like a nurturing father, you know the motherling spirit, and the masculine could be the the hunter, the bravado, the macho, the non-submissive, the one that goes out and constantly is reproducing, finding new women. It's pretty much the old way a man used to be. It's constantly moving to woman and reproducing. That's what the original man was. It was more of a civilized man that became more of the nurturing, stay with one woman and settle down kind of mindset. And I think the movie is just really showing and there's many shots where you see Patrick and Art wearing black and white, like wearing, and you see checkerboard floors. Is showing like yin and yang. I think the Patrick and Art are characters that represent. Sorry, accidentally got cut off. But Patrick and Art represent one man, and I believe Zendaya represents the woman, and a strong woman, specifically speaking, and how a strong woman wants a man who wants the best of both worlds. She wants the nurturing man, and she wants the masculine man that does the hunts. It has is hungry for more. Is always hungry. And like she wants that's the and I think that you know at the end of the film, spoilers. That's the point of everything. Is like she wants. I think when they both are playing and they both have that almost like that stalemate, almost or a draw. I think it was a draw. I don't remember, but it was like they both just like kind of like he Patrick was pushing Art because Art was too submissive, and his submissive and Art eventually broke out of that, and then you know kept fighting, and then eventually both of them became equals, and I think that the movie is really sorry. I think the movie is really just trying to showcase that is like that's what the woman wants. That's what women want in men is like the connect. I think the trailer really is not showing the nuance of what the story is. Um, I think this is a lot deeper than what the trailer gives off, and in my opinion, during the movie there is a little bit too much like mm, sexual innuendos distracting from the realism of what they're trying to do, and I think the movie goes on way a little just way too long, and I think they should have been highlighting the main points of what they were trying to get across rather than like kind of being stylish because the tennis matches are great. I love how the tennis matches are shot. I love the soundtrack. um but I think the movie just goes on too long for what it was trying to get across. Because by the end, it's like I get it. We could have gotten to this a little faster because I could feel the audience too. Like the audience was so invested, the first act. But by the second act, you could start hearing like half the audience is starting to kind of like, all right, because it's just you had, and again, while I was watching this movie, I was really thinking that this is Zendaya really again like she's playing characters that are safe for her to play. Like every character that she plays tends to be this kind of character, this kind of detached, aloof, mean spirited, like kind of like introvert, chip on the shoulder kind of character, and it's just kind of like I get it, and the problem with that is that when you play that too a lot, it begins to start to look like you're playing yourself because you're not playing a character. It's almost like we're suspecting you to do the same act. Like this is kind of like the same thing she did in Dune. It's like I mean, I just don't. This back and forth. 1 minute she's sweet, next minute she's I'm detached. I don't need anyone kind of attitude. It's just kind of it just makes you not really like her as a character, and it's not like she's doing anything that's like she's a likable, she's a character you like to hate. It's not like that. It's more just like she's just boring because and this I try to and I mean she's okay. I don't want to come down hard on her in this movie. I think she was all right, but that's the problem too is that it's a lot of her career has been it's okay, and I think that she's getting way too much fame and attention for a lot of it's okay kind of work, you know. But you know, I think Luca made a good looking film, an interesting story that I think I would like to go back and watch again. Um, I think the Mike and Josh O'Connor uh, were great in this. I think they really have potential to become more like. I think they have potential to become big actors. Like I think, well, Mike is a pretty big actor. I don't know about Josh O'Connor as much. I haven't really seen him. I don't remember. Maybe I have, but I just never really recognized him in anything. But I definitely recognize him here. I think he has screen presence. I think he's a very like dynamic actor. I think he's very believable in his performances or his performance in this. Um, and I just really want to see whatever he does next. I really hope he goes on to do more interesting films. I hope he does another movie with Luca. I think I think he would do. I think he'd be great in another Luca movie. Um, yeah, Luca's he's a great director. Um, so what's the next here? Music. The music I already said was great. By Trent Reznor and Ross. Um, I love the music. I think they're, again, whenever they're part of something, I think the main drive for me to come, driving force of me watching this film was the soundtrack. Because I was just like, I'm gonna check out the soundtrack either way. I was not gonna watch this movie, and I was just listening to the soundtrack, and I was like, this soundtrack is really good. And I was like, you know what? I kind of just want to watch a movie, just see at least see the visuals with Luca's cinematography and the soundtrack. And I mean, those are the two things that were definitely like some major highlights for me, along with the acting, um, and the cinematography. Yes, the cinematography is beautiful. I think the cinematography keeps my attention throughout. There's a lot of variety. He does a lot of creative shots, especially with the tennis matches. By the end, he is almost like he really starts like throwing his best like visual, art and like visual storytelling at us. With the way he uses the camera, like just having a POV of the tennis ball and all that, and the slow motion shots are really good. Beautiful cinematography. Luca is amazing with his cinematography. I truly love what he does behind the camera. Um, Let me see what else. What else we got here? Sorry, give me 1 second. The acting, I already kind of went through the acting with the cast. But like I said originally, acting great by Mike. Mike was amazing in it. I agree with others saying that he was a little too subdued in it. I think that he's such a good actor. I think he could have done. He has more to offer, and I think the script just doesn't give him that much. I think the script wants him just to be, the feminine man character, and I think they could have given him a little bit more to do with that rather than just act very docile and submissive and just say okay all the time. I mean, like he's a way more dynamic actor, and I totally agree with Martin on Double Toasted when he was talking about and shout out to Double Toasted YouTube channel. They do reviews and stuff. He was saying that Mike, the one that plays Art, he has a lot of range, and he was one of the best things in West Side Story. And like, I totally agree with that. They should have given him a little bit more to do. But I think he does great with what he's given. My favorite actor in this is Josh O'Connor. I just found his acting just really captivating. In the trailer, I thought he was gonna be the worst thing in this because like the trailer is like even the scene with him eating the banana and all that. The part in the trailer which I thought was like so cringy. That when you watch the movie, there's a point, there's a reason why he's doing it, and it's kind of throw him off. It's throw off Art because he's like it's almost like he's if you see the movie you understand, and it's like even the way he plays the tennis and he has the ball, the way he places the ball at the racket at the throat of the racket, almost like is something he does to almost like tease Art and to like hint to him like yo I smashed Zendaya, and then it's just like you could just I mean I think that scene could have been a little bit more. He could have been a little bit more angry about that instead of said "fuck this" because that's what he said when he did that. And I was kind of like it was a little underwhelming. I think he could have been a little bit more like heated after that. Like he could have just been like okay. I think he should have been just he should have said "fuck this." It should have just been he should have been raged out. He should have just looked at her and just had his like he should have just expressed all his thoughts to his face. Like I sat here and was trying to be nice to you and submissive. I always fucking said okay, and you just gonna do me like this? Like I think that they could. I think it could have been built up a little bit more at that point. But yeah. And my least favorite is Zendaya. I think Zendaya. She's produced this, but again, I know she has the money. I know she has the clout,
But it's like, okay, because you have the clout doesn't mean you could do it. And I think Zendaya, she keeps this up, people are gonna start catching on. She's not a good actress. See, that's the thing, like, because she's putting herself where she's in a role where she has to act. Because like I mean, I was in the theater and I saw, like everyone was excited. Especially all the women that were there. They looked like they were really excited. And I think that they were looking at this as like, oh, this is gonna be Zendaya's movie, and I think that a lot of these women were Zendaya fans. And I think you could tell a lot of people were getting bored. And I don't think that it was. I think the people are gonna start catching on. You getting all these like high profile films with a lot of good press. People are gonna start seeing your performances and realizing like, dude, there's nothing like there's no scenes. Like what Euphoria's last time she had a scene that everyone talked about getting her Oscars when she was crying and freaking out season 2. And like I always say, that scenes like that are very easy. Breaking down, yelling, and throwing stuff around, acting very aggressive is not really a hard scene to play. Scenes that are hard to play are more of like nuanced scenes and showing vulnerability. Showing not fear, not oh I'm gonna die, being scared. It's more like showing like uncertainty, and showing it in a way that because everyone and showing it in a unique way that other people haven't done it before, and I think that's makes us closer to the characters, but she's trying to play this like prize trophy wife kind of thing. Even in the beginning of the movie when they're younger in college, she's talking to them about I think Art told her like, oh, you know, I don't know if I think he said, he loves you or something like that, or does he love you or something like that, and then she's like, does it look like does it look like I need does it look like I need love? Did I ask for love? And it's like bizarre attitude, and it's just like she just doesn't. It doesn't make. She's not really charming. It's just like this this kind of she's kind of just really mean and like fucking cold like nonstop. It's like she's not really like attractive. Like if I spent time around her, after a while I'll be kind of like this woman's kind of a sociopath. Like she's very like cold and disconnected. I think that you need someone again like I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I think the girl from Bones and All, Taylor, I think this is a role that she should have probably taken on, because I think you need someone who seems sweet, but then those moments when she does like act cold, it should be jarring. It should feel jarring. Zendaya just feels cold throughout the whole thing, and her attempts at acting sweet kind of comes off as like a mask, as fake. It doesn't come across as like genuine, and I think that's really important to put into this so that we could have something so that it feels like it makes sense to why these guys love her or want her respect. I don't know. I just maybe it's right, but I don't know. Maybe she is the right person for what they want, in this, but I don't know. I just don't buy her. I just don't see guys going after her after spending a little bit of time with her. Like I don't see any guy wanting to be in a relationship with some woman like that. That's like, especially if his career is good, like it's not like he needs to be with her, and it's almost like he doesn't even want to do it anymore. So it's just like, why would he put up with that? What? Because they have kids? But she's been fucking around behind his back before they had a kid. So why would you even have kids? And after you have a kid and she's still doing it, why would you even continue this when you have the career? And I don't know. I just think that there is a little bit. I think either the script is not written for her good enough, or the performance from her is not good enough. I'm really leaning on the side of it. I think it's really her performance is not good enough for what the script is demanding. But let me see. I think I have one more um, bullet point: directing. Uh, the in all this, the directing is great. I mean, I've never seen a movie like this before. Um, it didn't hit for me. It definitely in the third act. I started feeling that runtime. It was definitely in the third act. I was starting to feel the runtime. This is not my favorite Luca film. I would definitely have this under Call Me by Your Name. I think Call Me by Your Name is better than this, even though I don't really like Call Me by Your Name that much, to be honest. Um, I I still think Bones and All is his best film. I still recommend Bones and All to people, and I recommend this. I personally do not recommend Call Me by Your Name just on principle because I do not promote, child endangerment and like weird, creepy, subliminal messaging of like that it's no, calling by your name is gross. I'm sorry. Just on a fundamental level, I just really do not like the story and just the what we're. I just don't like playing around with like let's like start grooming the audience to get comfortable watching like pedophilia. Like I just don't. Let's slow down. All right. Like I just something about that like just kind of grosses me. No, it just grosses me out entirely. Like that's the one. That's why I just. But I think that on a technical level, I think that movie is much better than this because it has better pacing and just a better just flow. Um, but I mean, I would recommend this over Calling by Your Name, just on a moralistic point of view. Um, uh, and to be honest, I think this is I mean, this is definitely below Call Me by Your Name because it's just the pacing gets really bogged down by the third act. Like I start feeling like the runtime, I start feeling tired, and I don't think it's necessarily his directing. I think this is Zendaya. I think Zendaya plays a pivotal role, and she just doesn't have the chops to really deliver. What the role demands, and I've been having problems like that with her. I've been having this problem with her for a while as an actress, and I just don't really care for her as an actress. I think she's very mediocre. I think she is just lucky to have had the right connections in Hollywood, and have the right looks. And I'm going to acknowledge, Hollywood is racist. Hollywood is racist. You know, they are going. They want to play this diversity thing by getting a quote unquote black actress, but she's not like she's like mixed, and there's like the same thing with Zoe Kravitz. They always get these mixed looking actresses and all these mixed looking actors and showcase them off as this is the black actor, or this is the black actress, and it's like I see you guys, yeah, they could be black, but not too black, kind of thing. We can have black people in there, but don't make them too dark. I see, I see that. So, I don't know. Zendaya is just, I don't know. I think she kind of brings the movie down a lot for me. Um, yeah, I mean, I had fun watching this. It was a little disappointing by the end. I think that the third act is just. I think the movie's too long. Um, but I think there's good time moments in there. I think there's good scenes in here. I think Josh O'Connor definitely needs to get more roles. Mike. He definitely needs more roles. Zendaya needs to take a break somewhere, or just kind of go on a hiatus and or do some roles that really I don't know, like take on a role and do something different. Don't play the tough girl. Next role you play, don't play the tough chick. Play something else. Just do something else. That's all I ask. But she's not gonna do that. She's gonna do something that's probably really popular. I don't know. But that's about it, guys. It's been a long day. I literally spent 12 hours going back and forth from the city. Um, uh, it was a fun day. I did enjoy myself. Um, I can't lie, but and say I'm not a little disappointed in the way the movie ended. I kind of wanted a little, a better ending, because it started off so well. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, may the force be with you. Peace and out.